Hello everyone, my name is Lamisha Anderson, and I want to talk to you guys about supervision, values, and ethics. As we've learned in Chapter 10, social workers may use a variety of social philosophies and ethical theories to inform their resource allocation decisions. We also learn that the process used to make these decisions have ethical implications. Social workers value human relationships, respect for dignity and worth of all individuals, and integrity. In order to put these values into practice, administrators may engage their staff and clients when appropriate to participatory decision making, whereas administrators with management style and impose decisions with little or no consultation, particularly administration. Focus on relationships, consult with their constituencies, and respond to their concerns in a meaningful way. And we talk about supervision. Social workers who provide supervision should have the necessary knowledge and skills to supervise or consult appropriately and should do so only within their areas of knowledge and competence. Social workers who provide supervision are responsible for setting clear, appropriate, and culturally sensitive boundaries. Social workers should not engage in any dual or multiple relationships with supervisees in which there is a risk of exploitation or potential harm to the supervisee. Social workers who provide supervision should evaluate supervisees' performance in a manner that is fair and respectful. Supervisors should discuss their supervisory role with supervisees explaining their role is similar and different from one another, and their relationship with clients and the role of the supervisor compromises a blending of the functions of an educator, coach, or manager. Just saying that there are different roles. For me, as I'm the supervisee, there are different roles for the supervisor. There are different roles for a coach. There are different roles for a manager. Just as an employee, they're all different roles. And we can get intertwined in all those roles. If I'm an employee, I can't take on the role of the manager because I'm not the manager. If I'm the player, the ball player, I can't take on the role of the coach because I'm the ball player. So what's the use of us having coaches if everybody wants to be the coach? And values refers to ideals in which an individual, family, group, or organization or community aspires. Values identify that people believe is good or valuable. These core values include service, social justice, dignity, and worth of the person, importance of human relationships, integrity. Values and ethics, both philosophical and practical significance for the profession of social work. Core values reflect the ideology of the profession through ethical standards. Their articulation guides social workers' choices and actions across various roles, setting and client populations. Values and ethics helps to distinguish social work from other professions and provide a basis for accountability. Ethical decisions rely on a strong understanding of the codes that guide the profession practitioner's self-awareness and thoughtful throughout frameworks for weighing choices with dilemmas or when conflicts arise. Ethics are the core of social work. The profession is an obligation to articulate its basis, values, ethical principles, and ethical standards. The NASW Code of Ethics sets forth these values, principles, and standards to guide social workers' conduct. Ethics refers to roles that define what types of behavior are appropriate and what type is inappropriate. It's appropriate you go to the home to say who you are, to tell them their information is always confidential. It's appropriate to tell the client that you are there to help the client and no one else. It is appropriate to tell that client if he or she has or needs resources that will help them get through whatever it is that the problem may be or the help that they need. It's always appropriate to show them the resources that are available, to tell them about the resources that are available, explain the resources that are available. It's not appropriate to call the client chit-chatting about what they did last night, about going out, getting coffee, having a drink with the client. That's not appropriate, because how can the client take you seriously if you are out here in the world doing the same things that they need help from or with? May or may not. Some things are, well, it can go in different ways, because I may have a problem with drinking, but the person that I'm talking to or trying to help may have a problem with drugs. That's why it's not always appropriate for me to tell that client I'm a drinker or I'm having a problem with drinking. So that's where it kind of, draws a line of telling all of your business or sharing too much with the client. Social workers must understand concepts such as self-determination, confidentiality, we just talked about that, informed consent. It's always good to get the client's informed consent, because you don't want to do things to a client or have the client involved in things that they have no idea what's going on. You have to explain to the client, like I was saying, explain to the client about the resources, explain to the client the way that you can help the client, and what are you there to offer the client. So that you guys, it's always good to have a relationship, so that when it comes to informed consent, they will know, or they can say, yes, I agree, or yes, you can go forward with the things that that you're explaining or that we're discussing. Competence and conflicts of interest, and how these standards may be challenged or upheld in practice. They must also comfortability utilize critical thinking, consultation, and research in weighing options for resolving ethical dilemmas, and can skillfully implement the result of the decision-making process. And my reference page is the Goodyear Crego. The Goodyear is RK Goodyear. I've got this from Ethical Issues and Supervision of Student Research, and it's in professional psychology, research and practice. Yeah. And he also had a hand in writing this the defining competencies in psychology supervision. That's another reference I got in the Journal of Clinical Psychology. Thank you.